Good morning, everybody. My name is the Sober Boys, Wale from the Big Car. I'm together with my colleagues, Jacob Silematsela, as we usually call him, and last one, Tsepang Hole. Today, the first show, we know that when we were going to the studio, the court was in session pertaining to the promotion case, all right? The matter was still being discussed when we were going to studio. We had not yet got the results. But nevertheless, as soon as we get the results, I think on Saturday morning, we'll get into details of the case, of what happened, and look at the judgment that would have been taken by then. But in the meantime, I'm sure you all know as much as I know that what also brought the controversy was this new normal, whereby due to COVID, the other team could not fill the required number for the under 23, all right? Players that were supposed to be fielded as per the requirements according to the PSL. So that could not happen. So as a result, it brought this controversy. But nevertheless, we'll talk in detail. I'll tell you the topic for this morning, what will be the topic for this morning. In the meantime, let me welcome Ntwentle to greet you guys and also last one. Ntwentle, can you greet the viewers?
Thank you very much, Mr. Tau, for welcoming me. Thank you for having me once more. And I'm greeting all our supporters and the viewers there at home. And we thank you very much for being with us up to so far. Here we are once again with the good news for you. And we are here to share. And then I would also like to greet my colleague there at Tsepa.
Last one, will you greet the viewers?
Yes. Good morning to you, Mr. Shabalala, and to you, Mr. Jackie, also, and to the viewers out there. We are here to give them nothing but the best news and content that we could possibly give out there. So I hope they enjoy the show. Thank you very much.
All right. There is a feedback. I don't know where does it come from, who. I don't know whether you are moving a mouse or what. So check, there is a feedback. You know, we said last night the court was in session. And remember the knockout or the playoffs have to take place soon. So that is why the court had to sit last night, so that when the time comes, everything would have been sorted out. But I just want us to look, because of the new normal, is it a good idea that as the PSL, we need to continue with this idea that the team at GladAfrica, they need to bring in 5 players who are under 23 as part of the team? Is that thing working, or should they review it? You may be having your own arguments. We just want to see whether is it a good thing or not. If it's a good thing, why is it a good thing? Who does it benefit? All right. I know some of you might say it benefits the country in the sense that there are players who will come through and play for the PSL side. So in other words, we are building. Now, the next question might also come, what does MDC do? Because I thought that MDC would be serving that purpose. So those are some of the things that we need to think about. Simultaneously, we also have to think about the investors. Remember, the owners of the team are the investors. Here I am, I've invested my money, and I'm told that I have to use 5 under 23 players. And then under these circumstances whereby I'm unable to use 5 under 23 players, what should happen? So that's the question that I would like to pose. Now, is this thing good for who, basically? So I hope you guys understand me well. So viewers out there, I always say we don't have the monopoly of wisdom. I know that you guys are very wise. You can give us a very good contribution as far as this is concerned. So Jackie, last one. I want you guys to participate as far as this is concerned for 10 minutes. Jackie, I'm starting with you. I can't hear you, Jackie. Tsepa, maybe we
can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. I think the earphones are giving us problems, Jackie. They are the ones who are giving us feedback. So you don't have to move. All right, say it. We would like to hear from you.
Yeah, as I was saying, that is a very, very important topic that you just raised right now. The key is that we're looking at whether it's a good thing for who, and then what about the investors? Okay, number one, I would say that under 23 rule, it's a definite yes for me. It's a definite yes for me. Why? Because number one, we are unearthing our own youth or our own youngsters, preparing them for the future, and then also our national teams will be able to benefit out of that. And then thirdly, we are making sure that the sponsors that are applicable, that are sponsoring, I will give an example like your MDC, they are definitely getting that particular exposure, which is what they need in terms of their products and their services as well. And at the same time, the PSL teams are benefiting because they're able to tap into that particular talent, that raw talent, they're able to tap from it. And at the same time, Dau, having mentioned all those positive points, at the same time, there are those negative points as well that we also need to look into them. For an example, what if a team doesn't have those under 23s? Because at a go, they can only be able to use 5 within one game. So the rule says you can use up to 5. But what if those guys are not available? What if maybe they are sick? Or what if there's something that has affected them? And then is the team going to be maybe penalized on that or anything like that? We also need to look into those kind of aspects. Yes, the investors, which are the team owners as well, they're investing a lot of money into that. They mustn't. I don't think that they must force them to do that. It must be something that is said that it must be there, but not like to be pushed that you have to do it, whether you like it or not. You have to do it. No, you can introduce the youngsters gradually, but not play 5 of them at a go. For me, it doesn't make any business sense. That's the little bit that I can be able to contribute in this matter, my brother. Thank you.
But you contradict yourself. You said it's a yes. All right. Now,
absolutely,
that was the first point. Now you're saying 5. It doesn't make sense. Which side of the fence are you in?
I agree with you. I said it's a yes for me.
Okay.
Then I said, though we've got these all the positives that I've mentioned, also we have to look at the negatives. And then that's when I started to mention the negatives that 1, 2, 3. it doesn't make sense. But the whole idea, it's a yes for me. But at the same time, we have to look at, I think the implementation part of it, it's not as 100% as possible. It needs to be reviewed. It needs to be improved. The implementation part of it. Why I'm talking about implementation is because remember that per game you can only be able to use five under 23 players. It mustn't be compulsory. It must be that yes, you need to have under 23 players, but it mustn't be saying five of them at a go. It doesn't mean that now you are developing these youngsters. For me, it's like you are killing them, because remember that they will just play them for the sake of playing them, just to maybe play them for 30 minutes, then thereafter they remove them. So it doesn't make any proper impact that it was meant to be. No. I think the implementation part of it still needs to be reviewed. They still need to sit down and iron it up until it becomes a fully fleshed, positive kind of contributing aspect within our football.
Okay. Last one, what's your take?
There's no right answer. There's no wrong answer, right? Just to be sure.
I'm listening.
Oh, okay. I think I would like to just touch on three factors. First thing, our scouting agents within all of these teams need to play their part now. It's now it's high time that they need to play their part in terms of youth development. They need to go out there. They need to do their job. They need to do their jobs personally to help the clubs in getting good youngsters, and it's all about youth development. So that's very key, actually. For them taking this step, it's very good, and it's very important. It will give a lot of youngsters hope and belief that they can break through within the PSL at a very young age. Because this is what's happening overseas. Overseas, you start getting a professional contract when you're 16, 17. If you coach, you already start playing at that age. So that's something that we should start implementing. Hence why I'm saying scouts, with also the technical teams of each and every team. Now they've got a huge job, huge task on their hands in terms of development. But the second point, we need to realize that not each and every player will be at a breakthrough stage when they're 23 years old. So we can't also close the fact that there are older players who are still, yes, playing at a lower division, but they probably will break through within their lives in the professional league, maybe when they're 30, 31. These things happen. Teko Modise started playing professional football when he was 26. That's when he broke through, actually, the rank. So you see, if he wasn't 20, if he was 23 years old, just say, if they had implemented that rule of under 23s, and if he was, and since he wasn't going to play. So these are certain things that we should consider. It's not fair on certain players, because certain players break through late. We're not all the same. But certain players break through at a young age. So yeah, this is all I just wanted to touch on.
I got that point. Maybe you need not to move. There's a whole lot of you. Jackie, check. I think that noise is coming from you. It's a pang, don't move. I think if you move, then I hear this feedback. And the feedback is not nice. Now it's quite nicer. Now I hear you guys what you are saying. But now are you saying the MDC is futile? Because there is MDC. What is the purpose of MDC? That's one. That's one point that I want to know. Now, not only that, we used to have the School of Excellence, Esalen Park, which produced very good players. Up to this point in time, we don't know what happened. At some point, SAFA took over, became Transnet, what, but we hear nothing about that anymore. All right. Don't you think the failure of sustaining that project could be the results of what we see today? Not only that, you go to Spain, for instance, they have a big league, just like MDC, where they groom players. All right. They don't impose on any soccer boss to say use these players at that particular age. Because I've invested my money. Having invested my money, now I'm forced to use under 23 players. What if I've got only 2 who are good and the other 3 are not good? I'm just asking. All right. So now, if you say that thing should work, the MDC League, what is that for? What is that for? All right. The MDC League were the reserves of the Soccer League. So my understanding, they would have continued MDC at Premier Soccer League at the national first division. Simultaneously at the second division, probably they could have a similar arrangement whereby you groom players. Because I want to save my money that I've invested, but now I'm told that no, you can use so many, and that I don't have them. And if I use players who are not under 23, then I find myself thrown under the bus. But nevertheless, you as viewers out there, you can make a very intelligent contribution. We want to hear your views as far as that is concerned. We are not saying it's a wrong thing or it's a good thing, but are we saying if it's a good thing, it's good for who? If it's a bad thing, it's a bad for who? All right. So give us your comments. Let's take it from there. Guys, I think that was the last part of my contribution as far as that topic is concerned. And then I'm sure we can move on to and towards the closure of the show. Thank you very much, Ntwentle, for being in the show. And then also thank you to you, Lasbon, for being in the show. So you can bid farewell to the viewers.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tao. Thank you very much to the viewers. And thank you very much for taking your time to listen to us and watching our show. Please keep on commenting on the show, like us, and then so that we can be able to be better. Remember that we are becoming better and better, and whenever you're supporting us. Thank you very much to you, my colleague, Tsepang. And then I'm looking forward to the next show, guys. Thank you.
Tsepang?
Yes, thanks, Mr. Jacket, you, Mr. Shabalala, for the part 1 of the show. Hope our viewers enjoyed it, and can they please comment? Would love to hear their opinions regarding this burning matter. Yeah, stay tuned for part 2. We'll be there giving you the best content. So thank you very much.
Thank you.